Welcome back to the IBSP. Here's your host, Boxing News.
Top 5 overrated fighters who get too much credit. Look, let's break it down honestly and objectively as possible. And the first fighter on the list has to be Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is always mentioned in conversations. People have told me that Ryan Garcia can move up to 154 and fight Boots or Virgil Ortiz and it be competitive fights. People have told me that Ryan Garcia could challenge Bud Crawford. I don't understand where the faith and confidence in Ryan Garcia is coming from. Because when you look at who Ryan Garcia is, he's dramatically overrated. He's borderline garbage. The man has been blessed with hand speed and power. That is true. But Ryan Garcia is trash. Technically, when you look at it, this man was outboxed and outthought by Rolly Romero. Think about that. Rolly Romero outthought you. Rolly Romero only has two thoughts in his brain. So for him to outthink you, what does that say about you? And not only that, we've seen Ryan Garcia quit against Gervonta Tank Davis. We've seen him. He quit, got on his knee, looked like he was about to service this man. We understand this. Ryan Garcia is dramatically overrated, overhyped. He's always going to go for low-hanging fruit. Even when he tried to fight a guy like Rolly, he got embarrassed. He got embarrassed against Tank, who we know is not a killer. So at the end of the day, Ryan Garcia is absolutely overrated. And then we get to the next guy, and that's Keyshawn Davis. Now, Keyshawn Davis has shown flashes of brilliance. No hate to Keyshawn Davis, but Keyshawn Davis gets a pass like no other when it comes to height. I mean, this man is blatantly and has been blatantly ducking Andy Cruz and everybody giving him a pass about it. No one's holding his feet to the fire. You know why? Because he's calling out Tank Davis as, I'm want to fight Tank. And everybody hates Tank so much that they're ignoring the fact that he's ducking Andy Cruz. That's what's funny about it. You're giving him a pass for pressing Tank, who you don't like, who you call a duck. But then you ignore him blatantly ducking Andy Cruz? I don't understand the logic in that. No one keeps the same energy with Keyshawn Davis. Also because, him and Bud are buddies. Anybody that's close to Bud Crawford is going to get praised. He's going to get praised. They're not going to get criticized. And people are going to call you a hater if you call it out. And also this man's resume, it's the who's who of Dookie. I mean, 90% of his resume sucks, but yet people talk about Keyshawn Davis in high regard. But when they talk about a Boots Ennis, they say, oh, his resume's trash. Who has he fought? Who the hell is Keyshawn Davis fought? He's the eye test killer. But guys don't keep that same energy when it comes to resumes in this guy. Keyshawn's 26 years old and really has only one really good, solid win. And everybody's hyping this man up like he's ready to be a pound-for-pound star, and he hasn't shown that. People get on to David Benavidez for missing weight, for being a fat boy. Keep the same energy for Keyshawn Davis. The man is extremely, extremely undisciplined. Extremely unfocused. He's a freaking idiot, but yet people sit up here and praise this man. They let people praise all over their face for a guy like Keyshawn Davis. I don't understand the logic of these morons. And also, when you look at Keyshawn Davis, he's never fought a skilled fighter. That's why he doesn't want to fight a guy like Andy Cruz. That's why he doesn't want to fight his bestie in Shakur Stevenson. This guy is avoiding certain levels of competition, and the boxing fan give him a pass. This man is completely overrated, and until you challenge this man the right way, until he shows discipline, until he's no longer the eye test killer, and until he's no longer ducking the top skilled guys, I don't want to hear about Keyshawn Davis being a monster. And then let's get to a guy like Conor Benn. Now, Conor Benn had a nice little win against Chris Eubank Jr. That's a nice little win. But make no mistake about it, Chris Eubank Jr. sucks. And I understand it was a nice little win for him, a nice little payday, but Chris Eubank Jr. sucks. And anybody that doesn't understand that does not know boxing, period. Not only that, Conor Benn, if he ever fights a skilled fighter, he's going to get cooked. So he's not fighting those skilled fighters. You know, we've seen him in the interviews talking about, I'll fight Devin Haney. He's not fighting Devin Haney. If he fight Devin Haney, he's going to get embarrassed. If he fights Shakur Stevenson, he's going to get embarrassed. He cannot fight skilled fighters because he doesn't have the IQ or the skill set to be able to beat any skilled fighters. It's just not happening. And for the record, Chris Eubank was not a skilled fighter. 2, anytime he faces a power puncher, anytime, he's going to have problems because this man's defense is dookie. So let's just be honest about it. And so don't ever talk to me about Conor Benn facing a true elite power puncher. He's just not going to do that because if he does, he's going to get put to sleep. And also, Chris Eubank, he's just not a guy that had a bunch of advantages over Conor Benn because he was war-torn. He had a lot of miles on him. He was older. He was drained. Look at all those advantages that Conor Benn had. And he was the slower fighter of the two. Conor Benn is going to need a plethora of advantages to beat anybody going forward to make up for his lack of skills and IQ. That's really what it is. People can hype up Conor Benn for that cute little win he got against Chris Eubank all you want. But if he's not fighting guys like Mario Barrios, Brian Norman Jr., if he's not fighting those kind of guys, he's going to get cooked. I'm just telling you. So he needs to stick to those type of guys. But he's also going to be very selective. That's why you don't really hear him talking about going to 154 because he don't want to see a Virgil Ortiz. He don't want to see a Boots Ennis. He don't want to see those guys. He don't want to see any monster. He don't want to see a Bakram. He's going to get cooked by any one of those guys, and he knows it. That's why he's looking for the low-hanging fruit. This man is completely overrated and borderline garbage. And then we get to Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios is nothing but, his whole career is nothing but a tune-up fighter. He was a tune-up for Keith Thurman. He was a tune-up for Tank Davis. And people talk about this man like he's some kind of excellent fighter at the welterweight division. Look, Mario Barrios has a lot of heart. He does. And he's a fan-friendly fighter because this man will go in there and put his face in the way of punches to entertain you. So I appreciate that. But at the same time, who is Mario Barrios? Who is this man? I mean, stop it. Stop it. I mean, let's stop it. He fought a 1,000-year-old Manny Pacquiao. He fought a washed Ugas coming off a loss. He's literally food for anybody that's competitive in welterweight. Haney beats him. Yes, he beats him. Conor Benn beats him. Let's be real. This man is not no killer. This is why he didn't want to fight Boots Ennis. This man is not a monster, not a killer. He's getting cooked by anybody that's halfway decent. Let's be honest and unbiased. This man is absolutely food and borderline garbage. And then you get to Sebastian Fundora. Now, I've never known that Sebastian Fundora has had a fan club of fanboys this deep. I mean, guys tell me, he can be Boots. He can be Virgil. This guy is tall. I'm sorry, height can't fight for you, moron. He doesn't even know how to use his height properly in a fight. This man has already been brutally knocked out. And the reasons why he was brutally knocked out due to his skill set, his fighting style, have not changed. Now, people come to me and say, look what he did to Tim Tszyu. The Tim Tszyu fight showed me a lot. Are you a moron? He got a split decision against Tim Tszyu when Tim Tszyu had a bad cut, which was a controversial fight. And then he proceeds to fight him in a rematch after Tim Tszyu gets destroyed by Bakram. So you basically beat up on a washed Tim Tszyu, and people think you're a killer? Are people delusional? Are people stupid? Are people dumb? Like, I don't understand the thought process behind this. And his resume is the who's who of garbage. I mean, let's just be real. So at the end of the day, when people hype up Sebastian Fundora, I don't understand why. The reason why he's avoiding all the killers in the division now is so he don't end up back on that canvas asleep yet again. We understand that this man is food for all the top guys in the division, and anybody thinks he's a true player in the division is absolutely delusional and stupid.